So it is June 2022. This watch doesn't have the date on it. I don't know why I just did that. But if you are a photographer using social media, I'm sure you have noticed by now that it is not the same place it was a few years ago. And I have a video coming out next week where I talk more in depth about this. But one thing I talk about in that video is how you have to adapt to the times as a photographer if you want to grow on social media. And one of the great ways to do that is by taking advantage of all the short form video options out there, creating Instagram Reels and TikToks as a way to showcase the creations that you're spending so much time making. So today, I'm gonna show you exactly how I do that using the DJI Action 2. This thing is an absolute beast from DJI. They sent it to me and they're sponsoring today's video as well. Now hear me out. I'm not saying you have to go create a TikTok account and flash your camera in front of the screen or do dance videos. I'm just saying that instead of posting your best work all the time and expecting people to come like it, recognize the fact that there is so much media posted to these platforms every single day that photography can get lost in that sauce. So one way you can promote yourself and grow your photography is to show some of the lifestyle behind the scenes and process behind the work that you're creating. So here's the plan for today. We're gonna create a short form Instagram Reel and TikTok centered around an afternoon of street photography. And the camera we're gonna use to record it is going to be this Action 2. And then at the end of the video, I'll show you how I edit this together to create this behind the scenes video that also showcases the photography that I'm about to go make. So I already went ahead and got started on this and recorded the first clip of the day, which is me getting out of bed and then opening this window right here. I recorded it at 4K, 24 frames per second, which is going to be the base frame rate and resolution that I use for this video. And I also recorded it instead of being in landscape mode, I just turned the Action 2 this way to record in portrait, which is great for editing these types of videos that you know are gonna be viewed on a phone. So the clip I'm about to record is me grabbing my camera off the shelf. I'm gonna pan with the camera this way and I'm gonna grab it with this hand and keep moving. The last shot, I moved across the wall right here and I'm gonna use that as a natural in-camera transition. Now what's cool about this camera is the fact that I can set this to wide, ultra wide, or standard. So the first shot, I used a field of view of ultra wide because I felt like it gave that really cool first person effect of me getting out of bed. But now I'm gonna drop this over to standard for this tight shot. So this next clip is taking advantage of the hyperlapse and time-lapse features on the Action 2. So what I've done is I've mounted the Action 2 using the sticky mount that came with the camera to the mirror of my car. And I'm gonna drive into downtown and I have it set to hyperlapse right now. So once I start rolling the camera, it's gonna record all that and condense it down into a couple seconds, providing us with this really cool looking sped up clip. A hyperlapse or a time-lapse is just a really cool way to provide some storytelling elements and some context to you moving from one location to another without actually having to say anything. So once I hit this button right now, it's gonna start and we're good to go. Now we're on to the section of this Instagram Reel where I get out to make street photography. So this next shot is a really cool one because it takes advantage of the magnetic system that the Action 2 has. So the magnetic system on this camera allows you to clip a battery and storage pack onto the bottom, which you saw earlier, or you can unclip that and clip it onto accessories like this one, which is essentially a lanyard, so I can wear the camera on my chest, clipped to my shirt, instead of normally like I would on my head or on top of the camera. This is one of my favorite features of this, and it's gonna provide us with a really cool point of view type style video for this section of the Instagram Reel. So it is now the next day and our Instagram Reel is complete. I'm gonna go ahead and show it right here while I talk. I'm not gonna add the music until I post it to my Instagram at @EvanRanf later on because of some copyright issues. I don't want the video to get taken down. But I created this in Premiere Pro and I'm about to show you exactly how I put it together. It was very easy. Yesterday, after I got done making photos, I went and made a few more clips throughout my day and I got to test out this Action 2 even more. And there's a lot of features on this camera that I really enjoy. Besides the whole magnetic modular system that comes with it, adding a lot of convenience. The app that comes with this thing is fantastic. So last night when I recorded this clip of me out grilling, what I did was I took this camera, and because it's magnetic, I was able to stick it onto this pole, and I used my phone to control the video as well as the photo. The app is super easy to use, and it made it very convenient to film myself from way more unique angles than I'd have access to if I was using my phone or even a traditional camera. I mean, this thing was maybe 10 feet in the air, creating this cool downward look. And because in the app you could set the photos to a timer, I was able to use my phone to trigger the shutter and then put the phone in my pocket, pose, and get the photo, which these images are great for things like Instagram stories or just creating more general behind the scenes media for your photography brand. I could have easily used this when I was out making photos to capture a behind the scenes type image of me as well. Now, something I didn't use with this camera in the video that I think is a great feature is the slow-mo ability in here. You can get 4K slow motion on this, and you can also set your 4K frame rates to 120, which is going to give you a very slowed down look, and you can do speed ramps and all kinds of cool stuff with it. And because it's so stabilized, you can get some really cool effects utilizing that, and I didn't have a chance to use it today creating this Instagram reel. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into the computer right now, show you how I put this together in Premiere Pro. It took me about 30 minutes of work to create this piece of media that showcased my photography in a much more unique way. Let me show you. So here's how I edited this Instagram reel. I have all the clips loaded up into Premiere. I've already laid out the storyboard right here. Now, what I did at the beginning of the clip is I put the date, which is something that I've done on previous Instagram reels. This is a way for me to kind of just show what I'm doing every single week and identify the day, kind of make it like a mini vlog or something. So the first clip is me getting out of bed here. I have it cut. The second clip is me opening the window fully and moving it across to create this transition to this clip right here. Now, something that I did was I right-clicked this, went to time remapping speed, which allows me to take the point tool, drop in a point where I want, and then create this, I guess it's like a ramp. We're essentially doing a speed ramp here. So I created a speed ramp, and then on this side, I slid this line up to increase the speed of this clip to create the ramp into that transition right there, because the speeds didn't exactly match. So we have that, and from here, I bring the camera down, bring it up, and it transitions us into that time lapse. Now, the song that I used, I can't play in the video for copyright. You'll have to catch it on my Instagram at Evan Ramft. But from there, the beat in the song drops right here. So once we start making photos, it drops. Each clip goes to the actual picture, and I added in a camera sound effect down here. So we have 3 photos that I ended up making. Go through all those. Love the way these photos came out, by the way. But then I move into some clips that I recorded of me packing up a print that I sent out. These were quickly recorded just in my hand. I didn't do anything special with these. And that is more of the creative piece of the day. So the intention of this middle segment of the video is to tell more of the creative side of me, but to round out the day and give more context to kind of who I am as a person and build that branding and that relationship with my audience so they feel like they know me outside of just the pictures that I create, I added in some clips of my hobbies, which right here we have a clip of me putting on my shoes, and I did a little slick transition right here where I dropped the shoes down, and as you notice, once they hit my feet, they move right into me running to create this in-camera transition. And then from there, we cut to me quickly walking past the camera, showing the time on my run. Then I'm cooking dinner, throwing some asparagus on the grill. I strategically put these 2 clips together because they're both images of my hand. So we're going from my hand holding the phone to my hand holding the asparagus. That crosses through here. And then I have a clip that I had the camera up on this pole. I was able to use those magnets and get this really cool angle. And right here, what I did is I dropped in a slight zoom effect, which you'll see right here. So I have a keyframe set to, what is that, 139, and as we move through the shot, it slowly zooms out to 130, which isn't a very big zoom out, but it's just enough to add that little bit of extra effect. Quickly drop in a clip of the food completed. I picked this shot because the flowers here just added a little bit of splash of color to the end of the video to keep things interesting. And then we roll into the final shot, which is me getting back into bed right here, which if we take the first clip right here and we copy it and put it down there, what you're gonna notice is this reel starts and finishes in the exact same spot. So basically, if you're watching this on TikTok or Instagram and it replays, it's gonna essentially have a loop style effect. So check that out. Boom, back into the beginning of the reel. I did that strategically on purpose. So there we go. That is how I made this video using the Action 2. Now, I'm not saying that you have to go out and do this exact same thing. You can come up with your own unique ideas that fit your own personality to showcase more of the behind the scenes and more of the lifestyle and brand behind your photography. Because at the end of the day, on social media today, people are following people. People want to know what the photographer is doing. They don't want to just see a page full of pretty pictures. That is not going to help you stand out. But what is going to help you stand out is adding in a little bit more of your personal flavor, and this is one way to do it. There's a lot of different Instagram reel options out there. I would just go and look and see what other people are doing and see what ideas you can gain inspiration from and give it a shot. You don't have to listen to me either. I know some of you are going to get mad about this video, but I really enjoyed making it, and this Action Cam 2 by DJI is going to be something that is a big help to me creating these short videos that I'm going to continue to make. So thank you to DJI for sponsoring today's video. Thank you to y'all for watching. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe. Remember 1826.com if you want to grab yourself one of these hats. Y'all are the truth. I'll see you next time.